I'm a mean old dinosaur.
I'm a mean old dinosaur.
Big and tall.
Big and tall.
My name is Miss Prudente, and I'm really happy to come in your classroom today and spend some time with you during song, wordplay, and letters. I'm glad to see everyone's eyes watching. Make sure your ears are tuned up and ready to listen. Can you turn them up? And everyone's sitting crisscross on their bottoms, carefully listening. So I know that you've been learning a lot about
dinosaurs. You've been learning a lot about things that happened a long, long time ago, and maybe things that are...
The teacher connects the activity to the unit's theme.
...that we are going to do today have to do with these new themes that you're learning about. And the first thing that we're going to do today is...
The teacher gives an advanced organizer.
That's a big, long word. Can you say that with me?
Sediment.
You may have heard that word before because I notice
in your classroom, you guys talked about sediments.
The teacher makes a connection to a prior learning experience in Exploration Station.
At the different kinds of sediments.
And so today, the first game we're going to play is a guessing game. So you really need to be using your ears, and you need to have your eyes ready to look for clues.
The teacher uses proactive strategies to gain the student's attention.
Naturally occurring material that often is on the ground.
She defines new words.
There are different kinds of sediments that we are going to guess.
The teacher strategically uses vocabulary throughout the lesson.
I'm going to take off my little cards here.
Card?
Yeah, I have some word cards here that we're going to look at. You're going to see them all in just a minute.
The teacher is prepared for the lesson and has support materials easily accessible.
I'm going to just put this here so that we can look at the different kinds of sediments. And the first sediment that I'm thinking of, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of sediments here. These are clues as well. So there are 4 different kinds of sediments. And the first one, so I want you to guess the name of the sediment that I'm thinking of. The first sediment is a very small sediment. It's actually the smallest sediment, and when it gets wet, it feels very sticky, and if you push in this wet sediment, it would leave a print from whatever part of your body you pushed into it, whether you pushed with your fingertips, whether you pushed with your feet.
Does anyone have an idea what the name of this sediment is? I know you've been maybe exploring with it in your classroom.
The teacher scaffolds by asking both open and closed-ended questions.
And feel this wet, sticky, small sediment. What do you think it is? I love your quiet hand.
The teacher gives specific praise and repeats and extends the student's response using advanced language.
From where our finger would be. I'm not sure dirt is as sticky as the sediment I'm thinking of. If I put my finger in dirt, my finger would definitely go in it and I could pick it up. It would be all messy with little pieces of that sediment on it, but I don't think my finger would stick. I'm thinking of a different sediment.
The students are engaged and eager to participate.
What do you think? What kind of sediment is sticky?
The teacher gives the child sufficient time to respond.
What could get sticky?
So your hand might get sticky.
Yeah, your hand.
Both the lead teacher and the fellow participate in the learning activity.
So I'm thinking of a word that starts with Q. And when you know it, keep those quiet hands up. I see lots of good ideas because lots of hands are raised. Yes, my friend. What do you think?
The teacher maintains a pleasant tone throughout the lesson.
Dirt.
Gummy dirt. Yeah, dirt can get gummy. And there's a special name for this gummy dirt that we're thinking of, this gummy sediment. That's a really good word to describe it. It starts with a K. Let's hear from one more friend. sand, and then we'll all think, what do you think?
Clay.
That's exactly the sediment I was thinking of. Dirt was a really good idea, and dirt is a
The teacher gives feedback to help clarify misunderstood concepts.
And I have the word clay right here. And there's that letter for the k sound that we hear at the beginning of clay. So we already talked about clay. Now, which picture here do you think looks wet and sticky? Which picture here do you think looks wet and sticky?
The teacher allows students to actively participate in the lesson and take leadership roles.
Wet and sticky clay sediment. Will you come up and touch the sediment that you think looks like clay? Which picture do you think is wet and sticky looking? See lots of little pieces.
The teacher uses visual aids and explanations to support the students' different skill levels.
Which picture looks shiny and wet? You think that one? Okay, well let's think. Let's go back and let's guess some more, and then we'll come back. Thank you. Let's see. Which picture here do you think might look kind of wet and sticky? I was thinking of something different than this one because there are lots of different pieces of the sediment here, and clay is like one sticky sediment that sticks all together. Do you want to come up? Which one do you think looks like clay? That looks wet. Yes, I think this one looks like clay more so than the others as well because it's really wet and sticky. Will you put the clay word right next to it? Thank you. So there is the clay. All right, thanks. The next sediment I'm thinking of is another small sediment. It's made up of lots of little grains, lots of little pieces of very small rocks. This is a material that you often use in your classroom too. It starts with the sound S. So if the idea you have in your head starts with S, keep those hands up. What do you think? What do you think?
S.
My friend, yeah, what material, what sediment do you think it is? Can you tell me the word for it? And then we'll find it on here after.
What's the word for that small, grainy sediment? When I go like this, when I hold it, little pieces fall. It's very, very small and grainy. What do you think?
I think it's sand.
Raise your hand if you agree.
Give a thumbs up. Because all of you guys had great ideas, good thinking. It is, it's sand.
The teacher fosters positive and supportive relationships among the students.
I have this word that starts with S,
Sand.
and I have this word that starts with Who? Can you come up and think, and which word do you think is sand? Sand. Great. Which picture do you here looks like sand to you? Yeah, all those little pieces, all those little grains of sand. You want to put the sand right next to it? You can put it on the other side too if there's more space. If you want to put it on this side. Put it next to the sand. Good work. All right, let's do one last sediment, one last guess. This sediment is the largest sediment. Often looks like lots of little rocks. Lots of little rocks. If you have an idea, raise a quiet hand and wait patiently. Lots of friends have good ideas. My friend with the yellow beads, what do you think? Yellow beads and earrings, what do you think this sediment is? That's you. What do you think the sediment that looks like little rocks is called?
It's called gravity. Sand.
Well, this is the sand, and it's made up of really small rocks, but this sediment has rocks that are a little bit larger, a little bit bigger. Let's see. What do you think?
It's raisins.
It's what?
Raisins.
Raisins. Are raisins part of the ground?
No.
It might look like raisins. Raisins are similar.
The teacher asks questions to monitor students' understanding.
That might remind you of raisins. Lots of little pieces. Starts with the sound g, g, g. So if you have that idea in your head, you raise a quiet. Did you remember it? What is it?
The grass. The grass.
The ground. It's found in the ground. Do you have an idea? What do you think?
Grass.
Grass grows, and grass doesn't feel like rocks. Let's hear from one more friend. Yes, what do you think?
Gravel.
Gravel. Will you come up? It is gravel. Which word is gravel? Great. And will you put it next to the picture of the sediment that you think? Which one looks like gravel? We have this one or this one to choose from? Remember we said gravel's lots of little rocks. Perfect.